Oh, ha. Ha.
We look for the news with the around. Log into Liberty TV online. Positively we bring the change. They get the masses involved. Staffs them everywhere. We climb the mountain just to get the news. We go down the slums to get the views. Voices come. Credibility, now we ability news, give the view.
Watch me. This na quick message on the Mpox sick na salon where they come out from Liberty Online TV. As of today, the case dem na salon just they go up. For make sure so you not get this sick, National Public Health Agency don't say we for wash we and all time. Avoid the push shaken and up. And not go near a person where get the signs them of Mpox. And safe, if you sabi anybody will get eye fever or rash and body, make him rush go na hospital one time. This message come to you from Liberty Online TV.
I have a thing for Vicky Remo.
Hello viewers, we don't bring different content then to you, and we know the tire for make the content then where you like. And now we dey bring fun and shorts with Adri. This na game show. Also your favorite celebrity, social media influencers, students, and other people to play game they like, truth and shots, charades, riddles, and other game there where you self go learn from. This content will come to you every Sunday, 9 o'clock na net. Now all the Liberty Online TV social media platforms there.
She chose number one. She's always number one.
Period.
On top.
Period. On top.
Yeah, man.
So not miss out. Join me for laugh with your favorite celebrity and social media influencers there.
You are watching Liberty Online TV.
This is Liberty Online TV powered by Orange Sierra Leone. Orange.
Good morning, viewers, and welcome to another edition of the Breakfast Show, where they come to you live from Liberty Online TV, where they stream on Facebook, YouTube, and also on our website, where they powered by Orange Sierra Leone. We will bring this edition of the Breakfast Show to you this Tuesday morning. Mina Khadija Bangora.
And Mina Mabel Kaba, good morning. Apologies, yesterday we will not be able to bring the breakfast show to now due to unforeseen circumstances we will get as the team be try for put things in place. But we are here again this morning, and today now Tuesday, the 26th the 29th day, I just want to push the July go behind, but it's the 29th day of July 2025, and inside this edition of the Breakfast Show, when I know say tomorrow the Sierra Leone People's Party SLPP go begin the National Delegates Conference. Also, in 2 days, then go forget this event for, and then go for go elect the executive members. Then we go for run the affairs of the party. And today inside this edition of the program, we can talk to 2 aspirants them where they contest for be publicist for the party. And now that's what they discuss today inside this edition of the Breakfast Show. Then they can tell we the vision for this position if they end up for be the National Publicity Secretary now the SLPP. Waiting and plan for bringing come at the table of the SLPP. Now that's what they discuss this morning.
Well, from today to tomorrow until Thursday, where the delegate conference go end, we'll go dedicate time to the Salone People's Party for give them extensive coverage, for bring different aspirants them for can talk about their ideas and then programs them. If they win the various positions, when they contest for how they get for ensure say then continue for popularize the ideologies of the SLPP. You go know inside this couple of days we'll go dedicate to the Salone People's Party. As then they about forget a national delegate conference for go elect new officers them. We go take over the affairs of the party as soon all be no say the outgoing officers them, the executive then 10 be done and PPRC be done dissolve that executive day. Tomorrow then go start the national delegate conference na been to money for pick new leaders them of them political party. Well, today they start the conversation with 2 gentlemen them we come out for the position of national publicity secretary. We mean say now then get for be the official mouthpiece and spokesman for the Salone People's Party. So say then tenure done. If anyone can then win the position, then they go for win and the national publicity secretary for the Sierra Leone People's Party. We start with the first guest where they would win at the studio when Imran Silla in somebody we don't in at the party for a very long time. But now if he's in a time for let himself come and take up the mantle of leadership by way how he decide for contest for an executive position for be the next national public relations officer for the SLPP. Good morning, Imran.
Good morning. Plenty. Thank you for the opportunity.
All right. And also we get Moses Mambu, where himself is say he don't be member na the Salone People's Party from where it 13, right? The last 18. So it don't serve for a very long time as a member from the Salone People's Party. And himself feel say now it's time for letting himself come forward, hold an executive position by way how it be the official mouthpiece and spokesman for the Salone People's Party. Good morning, Moses.
Good morning and good morning, viewers.
All right, I start with you, Imran. We don't tell the viewers them. Tomorrow officially, on the kickstart on a 2 days national delegate conference. Also, on they go elect new officers them for man the affairs of a party when at the SLPP. And you they go for a very crucial position. We mean say if you win, you go be the official spokesperson for the party. You get a mandate and responsibility for popularize the ideologies of the party, especially for a party where they in governance. Firstly, what inspire you for take this crucial role for contest for at the SLPP?
Well, plenty. Thank you again. You know, when I begin to think about going in for the position as National Publicity Secretary, now the conventions that will start tomorrow, I've been there for ask myself plenty questions. Them. Number 1, I feel so able for do the job. Number 2, waiting on my source of inspiration. Number 3, waiting on my plans, policies, and vision going forward. So on then 3 questions, then I'll be able to give myself some answers. I'll be able to go for the position. My answer to myself was yes. Yes, because I found myself to do the job already. You know, since August of 2018, where His Excellency the President, April of 2018, where His Excellency the President became President of the Republic of Sierra Leone. In August of that same year, His Excellency the President put together a strategic communications unit. Mabel and Khadija Ona been the 98.1 at the time. Una know say there are 2 sections of strategic and communications unit. The first one, the State House, when the Keketoma and in team they work directly responsible for the office of the President. The second, the Ministry of Information and Communications then, but now Ministry of Information and Civic Education. When at the me, Abubakar Josise, Alpha Saidu Bangura, Buzebul Mohammed Masakoy, Amara Alpha and others them we found myself. So In the early days, then the nucleus of the team was put together by His Excellency the President, Nange for approve. And year on year, His Excellency the President get the responsibility for we in terms of extending we lifespan for another year. And he has done so recently in the past 2-3 weeks for another 1 year. So meaning, I enjoy the confidence and trust of His Excellency the President, and for which I'm grateful. Otherwise, I'm not been for don't feel myself in this position. So I begin to ask myself the question, if I am doing this job and there is a vacancy, I think it makes a lot of sense for like filling that vacancy there, so we'll see how able for synchronize the efforts of the party and the efforts of government. For now, I am directly responsible for the efforts of the party in government, right, and for government. So that synchronization, that marriage between the two entities, then I think say if you get the right person and the right individual, we know they can do on the job training, we're all ready to do the job. I mean, I can joke to Mambu and others that already contest for the position. I say, me not the only candidate who actually do the job and don't do the job since August of 2018. So that is my source of inspiration. His Excellency the President, for the trust and confidence we don't give me over these 7 years, and the fact that I don't do the job over these 7 years. So it's nothing new to me. As we go into 2028, we need a national executive where they're on the right foot. We need a national executive where nobody, not the come now for can try out as to whether they're able to perform that particular function and role there. We need people them we already get the experience, get the know-how, get the expertise for able to perform that role in there. And I think say me are the perfect candidate for filling that void there, so that will help for contribute, right, in terms of the party in development, but also prepare ourselves for the elections in 2028.
When you talk about the right person, where you say you be for fit into the description of the right person who for take up the office of the National Publicity Secretary, now the SLPP, you say you're not the right person. But let me just look internally now the SLPP. Waiting at some of the things then we Imran go talk about, we go ring a bell, especially for the delegates and we go for decide. If not the opportunity you get for serve President Bio na government.
So, I mean, if I get the question correctly, I mean I think so I don't do inside this party for a very long time, you know. My first name Namigetam. I mean the surname belongs to the family, yeah. And so my family in contribution to the Sierra Leone People's Party, that's you can't separate, in a sense, right? From my late daddy, who ended up being Western Region Chairman of the Sierra Leone People's Party during the days of the late President Ahmed Tijan Kaba. In the early days, then, you know, I remember where they go through my nomination, the chairman of IMOC asked me the question. So when you first get involved in Sierra Leone People's Party activity, when at the first time in your memory where you feel say you begin to do party work. Luckily, na the IMOC panel, Mamadou Koma bin Dede, who's an uncle by the way. Now I say, well, my earliest memory dates back to the days of my uncle Mamadou. Nice smile, you know, and in a response he get for validate that, they say he remember me as a very small boy when I made party political activities the internet. So I don't dare in SLPP for the longest time. In 2012, more recently, when very few people be actually able to offer themselves for talk for President Julius Maada Bio, I was part of the the presidential candidate then in communications team. I still remember we've been there at that team there. Now be me, Mohamed Ramanswari, Ben Fode, Honorable Geva, who's now a member of parliament from Kailao, IJ Kaba, and Kalilu Tutange. We have been the nucleus of President Bio in communications team for 2012. We know say now win the elections then there. In 2018, as we go into runoff, I mean, it is well documented that I've not been there for the first rounds, but as we've been going to runoff, I joined that team and became part of the effort for make sure say we get a new direction at this country. In 2023, when the party meets in Akambia and when they put together the party structures them for run their affairs during the elections, Mohamed Ramanswari, when I be the Minister of Information and Communications at the time, was given the responsibility by the party for lead the communications wing, right, as we go into the elections then day. And, you know, I played a central and pivotal role in their efforts then day. In fact, every single national broadcast for and on behalf of the party, this is something that was designed for His Excellency the President, where it passed on to Mohamed Ramanswari for do. Mohamed Rahman Sware in return, because he trusts me, he knows I'll go for deliver and do the job then day. Now me, he get the sole responsibility, bar one, where now been the vice president been do, then I've been the second to last national broadcast, now vice president been do. But every single national broadcast, now me been do across this country, then at that simulcast when they connect every single station, including community stations there across the country. So, I mean, I have the experience. I mean, I don't give my own contribution. Let also say this, because I think, say, in them moments there, sometimes you get lost in the self, you know, because we want to go for them positions and they will filter away at the right people them. Right? I don't say exactly what I think in my mind, in my judgment, make me best suited for that position there. But I also want to give credit to every other candidate who they aspire for that position there. Because this is an internal party politics. It has to be decent. It has to be conducted with a certain level of discipline and decorum. I hope you understand. And that is what I bring to the table. Mambu, my brother on this side, and every other aspirant, now because of love of party, and I make all there, and so they aspire for all them positions there. Right? So I have to give credit to Mambu. I have to give credit to every other aspirant in this position where they aspire. Right? And say this. After Thursday, whatever the outcomes then they look like, I look for whole Mambu in hand and every other aspirant across every single position where they're on offer right now, and say, una come law can work in the interest of the party. Whatever those results, whatever the outcome, I am committed to the Sierra Leone People's Party and the future of and as we go into the elections and in the next 3 years from now.
All right, continue for those with Imran. We'll come back to you and Lord just bring in you contender, winner Moses Mambu. You said they go for the same position. We'll just ask you the same question as I start with Imran. What inspire you say, you don't deny the SLPP for a very long time since you were 18, as what you tell we earlier, but you feel say now it's time for yourself come forward and take up a leadership position na the executive.
So I want to begin for Musai, my brother end, and for say, me Moses Mambu, where they run for the position of the publicity secretary for SLPP. Now we upcoming convention, trust in the judgment, the capacity and the ability of all the contender them, including Mr. Imran Silla. We all now fine candidates them for SLPP. SLPP as a political party not ever lack material when it comes to representation of the ideals, the activities and the vision of the party itself. So for me, I believe say, as we go into this race, we for do as you say, we agree with decorum, with respect, and no say this is an inter-party arrangement. And at the end of the day, we Mambu gonna be the publicity secretary. For work with Mr. Imran, we already they work in a government. Go be perfectly easy for me. Because one of the things we will not need for mix-up, now for talk for political party and for talk for government, now two different distinct activity them. Yes, they get side and where they meet, especially when you get a political party and that political party they now already in a power. Now when you they talk for government, you they make sure say you represent every Sierra Leonean. It's your sacred responsibility because every tribe, every region voted for that president day for make it be the president of Salon. Whereas the political party get a specific ideas, ideologies, where they always they push for articulate to the public. I go make example. If the opposition parties put out a propaganda, for example, not all the communication aspect of the Ministry of Information, they go respond to that. And now the political party, when a SLPP, through a mouthpiece, now they go respond to that effectively. Because at the end of the day, you want to draw the line between government activities where you own up to the people and the political party activities where you also own up to in party members and in constitution, the party in constitution. This is where Mambu is the fittest candidate for be the next Musa Tambasam late and Honorable Lai Lawrence Lima. For me, the passion will drive me into this. Now the men and women with this party don't forget over the years. Because communication is in two ways. When you go talk for a group of people or you talk for a political party, you also need for bring feedback from your listeners, your viewers, or your supporters, so that then feedback then they go inform your decisions where you dey make. And one of the things will make me very distinct with my colleagues them, I don't dedicate 2 decades of my life. They represent the wishes, aspirations of Sierra Leoneans. So for me, I'm a trained and qualified advocate. I'm able for talk for people them, for make the situation, the condition on their lives then change. I don't do that one day for the most part of my years. So which mean I don't get the typical political blood, which is politicians who come here, we talk sweet talk for make we get the vote of the people. And at the end of the day, all the delegates and all the calls so now, we politicians they call, oh, they get delegates bank. At the end of the day, when they don't get them votes, then the people we elect them for candy, then they abandon them. This is where the dichotomy between Mambu and the rest of my contender then come in. I they go into this race and into that office with an experience of representing the wishes, aspirations, and ideals of the people. Because I can say, when you look the SLPP today and the SLPP government, then can say, we monkey walk, na monkey na for it. But what's don't happen at the SLPP over the years? We get a big monkey where they up when a president bill, where it is send and can down. Instead of he reach to the other monkey, then we walk, babu then they will sit down at the middle, then they catch them back. Then same babu then we then catch them, then they eat them, then they go back to President Bio and say, leader, all what you send down, we don't send and down to the other monkey then. Because the monkey then, which is the masses, the suffering masses, the men and women will lay down their lives for defend this party. The men and women will APC, the Ronata, we then say elections, we then they grab from Bonkelenke, they grab them and they host them from Kono, they grab them and they host them and Makeni, because they choose for follow the SLPP. They know they get those benefits, those ideas for reach to them, because they not get a typical person we know the meaning of what they go through. We go able for effectively advocate for them, their wishes and their aspirations within the party. Now I make us say, me na like Mambu is like the movie Marlene, where at a particular point in time, the destiny of SLPP grassroots, the suffering masses, is going to be rested on my shoulder. So in as much as I get the constitutional responsibility for represent the party out there and ideals, I also get the honors and the training, the credibility for make sure say
promises where you seem for the make soul, just like I ask Imran just now, because politics and this one of the contest for is all about the numbers and the delegates them therefore decide at the end of the day among gonna always they contest or that's for be the right person. Internally within the SLPP, what's in your stance?
My position within the SLPP is very clear. This is the first time in the history of SLPP where they can get a publicity secretary, we get a plan, and able to articulate them plan and they on how you want to go about them without an on look pen, an on look paper, an on hold pen or paper, or without an on consult nothing. I get a clear agenda. This is the first time in the history of SLPP. Then now they can get a publicity secretary. We not the only challenge the opposition on issues. We not the only articulate the ideals of the party, but also they represent the people where the party they serve, the forgotten men and women. We don't lay their life down for this party. So the two difference is, are they coming with wealth of credibility that the SLPP supporters, this is my right hand. You can trust me. Now I make me not in a camp. The only camp I did President Bio in camp. This is my right hand Mambu. You can lean on it because I'm a grassroots. I know they work for government, like my brother and I. I come in and I come into this position, not for take government work, but for sit down at Wallace Johnson streets, build the capacity, put the infrastructure in place through the plans where they can outline now, where I get for that particular office day. They listen to the feedbacks of the grassroots, the concerns, the cries of the men and women, the delegates. We don't they cry over the years. We every year that they can vote. The only time we politicians they value them, now we then vote down. When they don't vote down, politicians don't draw the line between themselves and the delegates and when they can't vote to tomorrow and next tomorrow. But Mambu is saying no, because me get the credibility, I get the advocacy skills and training for make sure say I represent not only the political party SLPP, but also represent the suffering masses for make sure say I clear the way, the babu and let them come out, so that the ideal of this party will mean say we monkey walk. na monkey for it, let the babu then come out, so that the monkey that will be done work, then self will come up and continue for it. I know they promise anybody say I can't get and gold and diamond. I don't have it. I dey go into advocacy for make sure say I represent their concerns within the political party and make sure say the messages of the political party is articulated in a manner where the clear vision of the party SLPP go be understood from 16-year-old to 120-year-old. And I go come articulate how I want for do am clearly, so the people themselves go judge between me and the rest of the candidates them would I get a plan for this office.
We will come back to you shortly. Let me just bring Imran in this particular position because that internal party it gets for do with ideology. How much Imran Silla believe in the ideologies of the SLPP?
Well, I mean, if I've not been believing the ideology, I'm not for done there in the first place. If I've not been believing the ideology, President Bill not been for don't give me the opportunity in August of 2018 for do this job. If I've not been believing the ideology and committed and sincere to His Excellency the President and in leadership and in vision, I'm not for don't spend 7 years. At some point, His Excellency the President before don't cut me loose and say no. I not think say Imran Silla believe in me and believe in my vision. So I left, I let go. But the fact that I sit here 7 years on answers the question even without me saying anything. Let just piggyback on a few things when my brother talked about. So number one, I think say there has to be an acknowledgement because in whatever you plan for do when you become National Publicity Secretary, there's already a pedestal, yeah, that you have to ride on. Which I mean by Dandy. If communications was lacking, if communications not be effective, if communications not be efficient, President Bill not been for the win 2018 elections. And you can also say the same for 2023. So I don't think say we don't do a pretty bad job because for anybody for probably one for suggest, say you want for touch every grassroots, every corner, every community in this country, then you inadvertently they throw we all under the bus, and that includes the President of the Republic of Sierra Leone. Eh? So we have to be careful how we create the impression, right? Now them public platform there, because His Excellency the President believe in the team. It's not only about Imran Silla. It's about Keke Thomas and the way you don't host plenty time, another host plenty time na 98.1 in the first term of President Bill. Right? It's about Mohammed Rahman Sohail, you don't host plenty time. It's about Imran Silla, it's about Josie Say, it's about Alpha Saido, and plenty of we. It is because we don't deliver for President Julius Maada Bio over then 7 years here. Neither make it continue for keep we. Now the positions the whole day and make it continue for the day.
Imran.
Yeah.
I've been keenly they listen to Mambu they making submission. He believes say he go be the perfect fit for the position and he go able to deliver. He go able to go sit down now on our headquarters now Wallace Johnson Street for listen to the cries of the delegates that we believe say not just during the intent they are important. He go able to do all of that because he not get government work. So which means your old government position now not go able to deliver.
I mean, so thankfully, the kind of government work we get now work with directly related and connected to which they aspire for as National Publicity Sector, we're not for talk. But then there's an interesting connection with my brother Miss. As a political party, responsibility now for shape public opinion. That's what political parties are meant for. That's what they're meant to be doing anyway. Right? And in shaping public opinion, if you shape her enough, then the public will give you an opportunity for let you serve them. You party in government and you presidential candidate. And so we have been fortunate as a political party, right, for going to 2 terms now. Now, when you transition from a political party point of view into a political party in government, it means you still continue for shape public opinion in many ways. Because for every policy, for every plan, for every vision of His Excellency the President, you have to take the public along. So the job, what you've been doing a political party, stricter censor, is the same thing you're doing now as a party in government. There is always a distinction that we have to note. That we party there in opposition is different from a party there in a government. And I will tell you what I mean by that one day. You can't afford, if you represent a political party in government, you can't afford for being irresponsible. You can't afford for being gung-ho, you know? And you don't do it. You know what you can do? Because the party in government has a lot of eyes, including that of the international community. That is what people don't recognize and realize. The international community, they look to every single word where they come up from that political party in government, including the one that they talk for them. So I will give you an example. We get now party, one fellow them they call Austin Johnny, who have been 98.1 and 10 in it. You remember I say Austin Johnny is SLPP. He makes some statements. That, I mean, Nabias against a backdrop of several statements of people from the opposing side we don't make, and then Johnny just do some social media posting, and then they create some backlash. The party, SLPP, in national executive, been for issue out a statement, remember, and distance themselves from them kind about chances.
You're aware, say a lot of people hold this perception about you, say when it comes to the SLPP, then can see a different Imran. When it comes to defending the SLPP.
Different Imran, as in how? If you can be a bit more explicit.
This Imran, when it comes to defending the ideologies of the SLPP, especially if you didn't have a forum outside debate can happen, you can be very confrontational.
Again, that one is subjective. I mean, I take your point, but I also think it's subjective. I'm feisty. I'm passionate. I sincerely believe in the visions of His Excellency the President. Two is not about that. I also believe say, in them conversations there will get. I mean, I don't get plenty from that time 98.2. I just want to lost counts. Yeah. I also believe in bringing out the government in own position. So, for example, if you ask a question, I don't think say necessarily adequately, they give me an opportunity for explain within a government position, within a government policy, within a government plan. I see nothing wrong in redirecting that conversation that affords me the opportunity. Look, if Una did do a very good job, by the way. I mean, I don't see Una growth over the years from 98.1 to now, and I can equally say you guys look very much mature now and steady, and Una composed. In the early days, then they probably not everybody go give them kind of compliments in there, but it's a transition in life, and I think say we see them and if we go on credit for that day. My point is, as people already moderate programs, then, where they host programs, then, una responsibility now for engineer a conversation. You don't necessarily own them conversations, then. They una not necessarily get for determine the direction of them conversations, then. So if una create that latitude and liberty and freedom to us, that you invite where they come in and sit down for getting conversations, then it helps for a healthy conversation anyway, because ultimately, una own objective, and me own, not the same. Which is to let the public run to their own conclusions. Them. Not so? Not make una do this so. Not so? Una come, una bring several people and come at this studio, get conversations on issues. Now for let the public able for be informed, but then also for able for run to their own conclusions. Them. And so una not supposed for direct them conversations and to the point where una sort of gets the public for think along a certain line. My responsibility obviously, now for make sure say I put in my own word on behalf of government and make sure the government position is being heard. So if in the process you get the description where you give, I wouldn't necessarily say you're not entitled to them. Right? That's not your opinion. That's an entitlement. But which I go say, me Imran Silla would always be passionate, would always be feisty, would always be determined, would always come to them conversations there, knowing I have to espouse the views and visions of His Excellency the President. That is what I've done from day one. And so I owe no apology over time. Sincerely, hand on heart, I have been nothing but organic, right, frank, candid, and honest in them conversations. And I think saying in that spirit, they are for the move forward.
Keep saying the views of His Excellency the President, Dr. Julius Maada.
Absolutely.
One go and disagree with you, say, in tenure they phase out small now they go soon now transition the SLPP they go into, and you, if you win this position, go there among the set of leaders, the team we go take the party to the next elections, when at 2028 elections, and a lot of people don't perceive that elections for be a very tough one because of transition, the opposition self they say then the winner and all of that. Also, you get for drop the ideologies of President Bio and project the ideologies of the SLPP.
So again, you say the president in term done they done. But I want for throwing some caution into that statement there. His Excellency the President is still the leader of the Sierra Leone People's Party, and he has 3 more years or so to go, before in term they done. So meaning every single day for now, between now and 2028, every single hour, every single second, every single week, every single year leading up to 2028, he has the sole responsibility for determining the direction of this party and a vision will follow. Now, you also they beg into the future in a sense. That is when the party now gets a presidential candidate moving forward. At that point, we all go do the transition, right? From the vision of His Excellency the President to the vision of the party and the leadership, right? We go in place going into the elections in 2028. You're not a jumper before you boss, right? It is his responsibility and business to show leadership, my business as an individual, right, and as a member of the Sierra Leone People's Party is to follow the leadership and the vision of His Excellency the President. Two is not Debodandio. So I shall continue talking about him and his vision up until then. And when the transition happens, you will see we all, including Mambu Sidonia, you will see we all now they jump, right, on that bandwagon there and say, well, this is the transition that His Excellency the President is looking for. And this is the direction where the party they go.
But also,
me, therefore, remain committed to the cause.
But also, Imran, you're also aware, say, now the party make the president.
Yeah, absolutely.
In as much as na in the president.
Yeah.
And this position where they contest for, not to forgo be publicity secretary for president, be your but for the SLPP. So also you plan for draw the line where you there in government actively and once for get a position where now the political party itself you for the project. So
I mean again, I hope say we understand say which are they do for government not the same as they do for the political party. No, it's the same. It's been a mouthpiece. Now the party, the people of this country get an opportunity for form government. Now we
say after elections, you draw the line and work for the people, not the party anymore.
No, absolutely. So Sierra Leone People's Party is also part of the people that we work for. Because the people within the Sierra Leone People's Party, they're citizens of the Republic of Sierra Leone, the same like every other one, right? Including we all within here. So in a way, you're working for them in a broader mindset, in a broader scope, in a broader framework. And you should continue. If the responsibility fundamentally of political parties now for shape public opinion, it is no different to that of the party in government. You still continue for shape public opinion, let them believe in the broader vision, that their visions and the way this party being get, will entrust the responsibility in their hand, right, and make them presidential candidate, president of the Republic of Sierra Leone. Those visions were not only meant for the political party, they were now meant for the larger public. And therefore, them visions, then you're supposed to be able to continue to frame and shape public opinion as you move on. And that is why it is important that we understand. I mean, I appreciate you saying that they come from, and I think that this is also a public education moment for the public, right? And the one that they watch on our program them. Because there's a lot of nexus between the political party and the political party in government. There are no two ways about it. Now, I just also want to go back in time. Because I don't sort of hear this conversation time and again say, well, Imran Silla is a bit quiet. He's on the quiet side in our life. And I prefer Mambu because Mambu is a bit feisty. Well, in the way you see him, he's ready. He's, that kind of thing. And we all got personalities, them different in
kind personality they on a party need.
Different in so many ways. But again, this is the point I'm making. In 2012, this personality was good for the party and for presidential candidate then Julius Maada Bio.
Because you've been in our position in
2018, it was good also. Right, as we go into the runoff. In 2023, it was excellent, perfect. I hope you understand. So, and if you watch every other person we don't do in then similar kind of capacity and role there have been no difference to Imran Silla. Khadija, I don't know if you know Professor Septimus Kaikai. You remember her? And demeanor and disposition and character was a bit like me, Right? But he was solid. He had depth. He was detailed in everything he said about government then. Julius Spencer, when I've been doing 98.1. Julius Spencer is very unlike Mambu in many ways, soft-spoken. I'm coming.
Edge over the other contestants. That's an edge.
I'm building a point. I come. Julius Spencer is a bit like me, soft-spoken. Right, but a lot of detail and a lot of depth, and in voice where you listen, I sweet. You enjoy him, you understand him, you feel for listening to him at every given opportunity. Transition to the last administration. It was Abdullahi Berete. We know him very well. Nami Paddy for the longest time. Abdullahi Berete is a bit like me. He's not the most. He's not to the Agba person alive. I hope you understand. He's a bit like Julius Spencer, he's a bit like Septimus Kaika, he's a bit like me in terms of character and disposition. And look, Sidia at Tunis for the APC. Me and Sidi can talk, we sit down now, they talk, it's like say, I hope you understand, we all get similar character in a way. That is a reason why this mold has always been the best for a party in government.
So you dey try for say you character, cool, calm, calculated as you don't describe. Now in the party need for be the next national publicity secretary.
Khadija, if you know your onions, you don't need for your banner life. What you sabi what you do, you know you work, you know how for do am, not to jump. You for sit down by yourself, you steady. Where you sit down for talk, people for listen to you and for feel captivated in what you say, and for one for listen to every inch of which you get for say right up to the very end, and then go ask you say, hey, no, but this man I keep my hand off for another 10 minutes because I enjoy the conversation.
And that's you right there.
I mean, I think I have delivered my best over time for the Sierra Leone People's Party. I think say this party needs somebody in governance. We're not the can for car. We're not the can for car. Set fire in a house. You have to be calculated. You have to be deliberate. You have to be thorough. You have to know how to get them conversations then. So let's go back to the first time of President Bill, August 8, 9, and 10 at this country. When I've been Sabidi Yagbado Bindepa, it was this voice, Imran Silla, with Mohamed Raman Soare and Lafa Saidu. Now we hold the ground. President Obin Detong at the time, I remember, it came in shortly after. Now we hold the ground. Now we hold the fort for His Excellency the President and in government, and made sure we did the job. So for me, I think I have been there. I understand exactly how communication works. I understand exactly what needs to be told. His Excellency the President surely get trust and confidence in me. Otherwise, I wouldn't be seated here. Right. As a member of Strategic Communications Unit, the media advisor for government, but then also an aspirant. It is because I have the trust and confidence of the leadership of the party now that make I feel inspired for put myself forward. And look, whatever the outcome is, I still see a friend and a brother in Mambu, like I do with every other individual who they aspire for every single position across the party.
I'm not bringing Mambu. According to Imran, the party need somebody with cool, calm, calculated, where they go into any battle with a very calm disposition and able to articulate the issues rather than somebody who just they all over the place shouting.
So I wasn't referring to him, by the way.
No. This is not the adjective the way you use for describe the most
nothing to do with Mambu.
I don't put a disclaimer.
Just make the point.
So few of the characteristics of being a good communicator. Now for know your surrounding and the situation where you find yourself. And if you're able to adjust your body language, your temperament for meet the situation then they. So as a very good communicator, especially political communicator, if you're able to decide the difference between where you can go high, where you can remain moderate, and where you go remain passive. That one is very important because you don't want surprises. So if you fit as a proper political communicator, if you fit in any situation. If I've been there at this studio where they hit my party really hard and it's loud, for make you able to defeat them, instantly for change your dominion, for make you know say you hit them so hard, make you understand extensively that you are zealous, you get the power or even more what you get, and you are fearless. Because sometimes fear in a studio, in a setting, can determine the way you move today. But then let me come again to my brother. What does this party need at this time? We are at a crossroad. This party need men and women in positions who can be there in dying moments and in survival moments. My brother will sit there have faced the test of time at the SLPP. I get respect for them. They are doing marvelous job now the communication on the government side. They do extensive job for the government of Sierra Leone.
Thank you.
However, for represent a political party far outweighs government. Okay. Me and you know say there are so many people working in this government. We're not a party card carriers for the SLPP. There are hundreds and thousands of people working for government. We don't get nothing for do with SLPP. It pleases His Excellency the President for put anybody in any government position. But you know, please the leader of the party for put anybody in SLPP position. It takes the constitution of the party. When the party been face a challenging moment, Mr. Imran and few others been go and form another political party, break away from the SLPP. And for make a political party trust you. That is why in most of my exposure, I can measure Honorable Musa Tambasam and Lahai Lima. Because I remember sometimes when I say no, we program they go on. Even when we don't invite Lahai Lima inside that program day. For the fact that you mentioned SLPP, they drive go there, a bus the studio, enter inside for making self get opportunity. On several occasions, police they don't arrest her, put and cuff na hand and cry and go. So that is the dichotomy when you represent a government and when you represent a political party. And one of the characteristics we go give you the ability then they for represent a political party effectively, now for make sure say, even when the political party not in a power, you stick with the party. And then the most important element, now for make sure say, you not serve individual, but you serve the interests of the party. Because one of the things we lead Mr. Imran and others for left the SLPP, because they follow an ideology of an individual, forgetting the aspirations, the decisions where delegates don't make for choose who becomes the flag bearer of the party. They all left. But at the end of the day, when the party lost on the first round, during the second round, they all came back. So because
that decision where Imran make by then, where you say, na an individual, then be believe on.
Yes.
Not to the ideology of the SLPP.
Yes.
That they disqualify him.
They not disqualify him in any way.
So waiting at your point exactly.
But it puts in credibility for defend the party at stake. You know why? Because no matter how you attain a power as a political party, you get for left the power. The question then becomes, will you be there for this party? It just start like love, Khadija. If you meet a man now, we don't get nothing, you belong. When that man becomes somebody that left you, and not get the character for even get a case woman as a wife. You know why? Because they don't lost the credibility for represent that institution there. Representing a political party takes 3 temerity of an individual. Number 1, you get for be fearless. Number 2, you follow the dictates of the party. Only the party. Your oath, they go under tomorrow, anybody who they elect, they take oath for defend the SLPP Arikam. They take an oath for defend the SLPP constitution, which means just after this battle, we can't go into the flag bearer race. What will become of people like Imran, for example, if a flag bearer candidate will they follow, because they don't have one, there's already a precedent to that. If a flag bearer candidate will they follow, or you don't be an executive member, that flag bearer they lost to the delegates them and decide to form another political party. Are you going to stand with the party or are you going to stand with the individual? Then dichotomy then they very important.
So you question Imran based on credibility issues?
No, not to me the questioner. The SLPP party supporters, the members, the delegates, they fear that, for example, Imran, Arikam, we there on the streets. We know what people they talk. Wow. For serve a political party, just like Liberty, you cannot serve 2 masters. You either serve one and you give up the other. And people like Imran already gave up the other because they know say the power they come at that particular time. That notwithstanding, they have done marvelous job for the government.
Thank you.
The other point again where you put, where you know say, of course, where you know say, we're not able to draw the lineage between them is the difference between serving government and serving your political party. For example, an emergency go day where propaganda don't come out and they need the party mouthpiece for be there. Maybe Mr. Imam is in America or in London representing the Ministry of Information and Civic Education on a very important training. And this is a position we not get deputy. The National Publicity Office, now one position we not get deputy at all.
Mambo, why is it a crime if you serve government, then you hold a position, now the SLP, I give you example, the outgoing Secretary General, they all different position in government, but still they're doing work. With them come, will be Susan Napoleon, the polling press releases, they speak on the issues we get for the party.
Lima was Deputy Minister.
So Lima was Deputy Minister of Internal Affairs.
Okay, so let me tell you the problem to that. The party supporters, the structures are being forgotten when you get situations like that.
So now they Napoleon, Lima, then
of course, as we see also
even Dr. Hardin when are the outgoing, so be all
as we see also now, they have been doing their job. You see, like me a person where they deal with data. For example, why they can't explain the plan where I get, why I want to be the publicity secretary of the party, and the things and where I go do, I go put out a survey where I do, where they bring me into this race. If you do a survey right now within the SLPP, then go tell you, say, the outgoing executive not don't serve the interests and aspirations. Instead, they have been chasing their own personal aggrandizement. And that is the disconnect. Because when you left a political party blank and empty, everybody take government job. The forgotten men and women of the party, they become neglected. Because within the have you get two boats now. Who you deserve? You deserve government, you deserve the party. You cannot be everywhere at the same time. You are a human being. For a political party in transition, we need for elect people we go dedicate their life, because SLPP is the biggest political party in a salon. We get structure on every zone. It gets structure on every constituency, every chiefdom, every district and every region. So the SLPP, position in the SLPP is a full-time job on its own. Because every day from now leading up to elections, every day you need for the coordinate, the communicate, across the board, across the country, you need for the attend meetings, articulate party.
If you win this position,
yes,
President Bio call you, say, Mambu, Awale, you can serve now.
No, you know they call me because I don't want her. I talk am publicly.
You
they call me.
Called Mambu.
Of course, he called me at the decline.
We don't see certain politicians, they don't make the same statement, but they are serving.
The difference between me and the politician there, me come out from a field where they die for the interests of the people. I come out from a background where the interests of the people did first on my agenda before the interests of myself and the interests of a political leader. So my interest is to serve the SLPP people who have been starved with information for the past years. So for me, I am dedicating my time, my life, my energy for sit down at that office day, rebrand that under my 5-point plan where I get, for make sure say SLPP gets an effective and robust communication system we go serve the interests of not only the party members, but also articulate the interests of the party itself who they serve. And when I mentioned that issue, that the party don't feel neglected, the supporters, the base of the party, don't feel the disconnect between them, the base, and the party, this is fact. Because sometimes it's very difficult for make you see party stakeholders meet the people who side and they talk party. Most times it's on government activities.
But
if you see
governance,
of course, so that's where you need to draw the difference. Now, the party in governance sometimes risk to lose power. You know why? Because when it's stakeholders, they all take political power. What did they do? Then they left the party blank. Then they left the party understaffed. Then they left the party underfunded. So now is the time for let the delegates them decide, for put people in at the party office. We go get them wheels on the ground. Focus on the party, rebrand the party, focus of internal activities of the party, review the party systems, and take the delegates and the party supporters along. Make we go back to the drawing board and make sure say SLPP be a party where they serve the interests of the people. So now I make under my plan.
SLPP not they serve the interests of the people.
SLPP as a political party, they serve the interests of the people. But for make we keep power, like what we get and so now, we need for do extensive work for make sure say we not left anyone behind. We galvanize, coordinate, coalesce every sector of the SLPP. Then can say he who feels it knows it. If I wake in the morning as the publicity sector of SLPP, I go na Unity attire base. Na Kalbatom, I say today na they spend my time. Because then side indeed you get cogent information, we go inform your activities as the PRO for the party. Mr. Imran will not have that time. Because if you sit down 2-3 hours doing work hour like Monday, you sit down 2-3 hours na Unity attire based on a Monday morning, where the minister one time for look government information, things happen within government, you know they get that time day for doing. But Mambu, when they work for government, my focus is the party, and they go down to the grassroots, go down to the base, get informations from the ghetto, work with the ghetto people. What would they feel about this party? So how can we make the outfit?
President Bio they head the SLPP because the president of the nation and not get time for internal activities now the SLPP because based on what you they say where people hold position, the gap they within the party internally.
Okay.
So President Bio self not get time for the SLPP.
So there's a disconnect between the leader of the party and the party support group. Based on the Babu. Yeah, and based on the people that we sit down at the middle. Mind you, he's the leader of the party and the president of the country. So which means he get two responsibility for lead the party and also administer the country for the life of Sierra Leoneans.
He's working for government and he want for the part of the internal executive.
So the difference is the president gets so many arms, tentacles, people like him we appoint for make sure say they be in eyes within the government. The party does not have that. So that is the difference. If you are serving the interests of the party, you get for make sure say your loyalty lies with the party and you sit down for serve the party interest. And I make my plan where I get. as the next publicity secretary of this party also, go address all the burning issues of the party and the cries of the party people, where they say SLPP, they do so much, but the people they know less about what thing they do. Now it make the people need for rely on me now. The grassroots of this party, we need for stand shoulder to shoulder for make sure say we coalesce around the party, serve the interests of the party, not an individual. Me as PRO, whoever becomes the flag bearer, and they serve the interests of the party is my flag bearer. I know they support individual for say, oh, this flag bearer don't come, I believe in a vision. So the fact that the flag bearer they go like quitting someone or capable be doing, the fact that the flag bearer they go, I they take my bag, I join that flag bearer. Oh, go, but we only return back because SLPP is a home. That is fine. I'm not criticizing that at all. That is beautiful.
Not bringing Imran. Mambu believes say, all they serve now currently, according to in words them, the grassroots, una don't fail them.
Well, it on your own. We can't to them kind comments then they me that one day not to me not they put much power. You know it in do Khadija. This one Mambu they talk so. They don't throw everybody under the bus, including the president of the Republic of Sierra Leone, a leader of the party. And that kind of conversation they let Mambu in one getter. Now I know so pull down day, now I know how I see him, now I know I want for interpreter now. Or maybe sometimes mistalk. It is possible me go on for defender and say mistalk. You know me for talk with you talk.
But
so
say don't get conversation.
You are throwing every single individual, including the president of the Republic of Sierra Leone. You don't throw under the bus completely. By all of which you don't talk so now. I just want to pick up on one point. Me and two been the epic a few days ago. During that conversation, this is not something we don't talk now, and I make a mention that epic conversation there. Mambu say the work we get na rather than give me work. It was not the president. But thankfully now I don't correct himself. No, so he say the one the president give work for do. So he don't acknowledge as against with him in saying na epic radio that this work again a president give me. I'm thankful. Plenty thank you at least as we go along. We understand say this thing should not be bitter. Right? That will for able to acknowledge and concede the things that were good. And the fact that it already they tell me thank you several times now, yeah? It is something I acknowledge and appreciate. Not for myself no more now, for every single individual. For Keke Thomas Sandy, for PK Moana in the first term, for Alpha Saidu, for Mohamed Raman, for all. Where be done, they do comes, or still they do comes for the president and the party in government. Now, in assertion that Indon talked to delegates and the people of SLPP and the reservations we then get, but me, in terms of well, sometimes
ask you a question. Your loyalty to the SLPP.
Yeah, absolutely. La just say this: I do not have a flag bearer aspirant. I don't get interest in that conversation there. I'm not going to get caught up in that conversation there.
Again.
I know but what's in the happen in that regard there.
Again.
Maybe in part because we all live and learn in this life, you know, and we move on, trying to be better persons and better versions of ourselves. I mean, yourself for dinner, Khadija. Tomorrow morning you wake, you want to be a better version of Khadija as to which you look like today. No, so the same for next week. I mean, maybe it's no different. We're all human beings then. But and so for that reason, I'm not going to get caught up in any flag bearer aspirant in business again. Not for me. I don't get any interest in them.
Now, due to regrets, make you say I'm caught up in that conversation again.
I wouldn't necessarily. I don't necessarily phrase it that way there, but that you look your past and look at ways for improving this life, you know, and one for be a better version of yourself, right, and be a better person in life, and so naturally. There are things you take on board, right? Even if you don't necessarily regret them at the time, but you take them on board and say, if I'm faced with any kind of situation there at any point in time in the future, how go handle them? Would I do it differently? You know, those are things we're all exercising our minds them on a daily basis.
Decision they come for hunt you during this you race way depend because now one way your opponents now like Mambu look what use against you.
So now they can't to that point there. So me not get caught up in any flag bearer aspirant in race. Let them go try it. My own business and my own commitment is to follow the vision and the leadership of His Excellency the President. Full stop. You know, Mambu been there now road they try for packing things for come America can contest for this position. Now we've been there in a party office this last neck meeting with President address we. His Excellency the President retired Brigadier Julius Madabio. Mambu not be I don't know, I'll go for send you that video there because I get her so that you say go listen how we benefit to treating for Mama. His Excellency the President say he has an interest, together with the leadership, as to who becomes the next presidential candidate of the Sierra Leone People's Party. He advised we all. That advice they maybe don't take a long time. Now for the one that will not be taken now, they go there and back inside the whole day on that day. He advised we all say, when we say we go put local, Lord waiting on my shaka for direction for go put local. In Minam, Lord also don't on my shaka, Lord wait for that direction they for go put local. So me one for let President Bio no say, me not the wait on my shaka, not all get at the wait, that last third one. Eh? I not the wait on my shaka because if I left you don't on my shaka, sometimes I go there I say I want wait, I want go buy patch granite, or I want go buy corn, so then President Kana, the pass now for go put local. It don't left me behind. So me, not all get that last one, that third one, and that is don't wait President Bio for that direction for go put local. Number one. And so I'm not going to get caught up in any flag bearer considerations. Number two, when he begin the question as a result, or which is say, SLPP party supporters and delegates, they tell him in terms of my loyalty, you also they put the president in a funny position and in a very bad light. I will tell you what he make. The president, they take every decision and they take on with very thorough and deep thinking. And so for all we've been go president to accept back, don't bring her into the fold. It is not only Imran Silla. Plenty of other people in there across governance, from bottom to top, where they serve will not be necessarily do time at some point, but who came back into it before they run off, or come back immediately after they run off, and president called them for be part of in government in one form, in one capacity or the other. If you begin to question insincerity now, President already don't do that thinking there and don't take that decision for on behalf of the party. So for you for publicly sit down here now and they say, oh, you the question Imran Silla in commitment, you're also questioning the judgment of the President of the Republic of Sierra Leone and they provide leadership for the party. No, no, take tell. Now I make I say some of them, which I'll call Jahannam, I talk there, one mix pan now. Me not the put. If I was advising him, my brother, Mambu, if not maybe the advisor, certain conversations and that for don't tell and say, stay away from him. Because you're also in a way, they sort of discredit the national executive, where we don't serve, where just don't go out, Napoleon and all the other one in it. I think they have done a fantastic job. I think they did a brilliant job. Look, I will forever doff my hat to Laila and Sliman. I have said this on countless occasions to Napoleon, to Prince Adin and everybody. His Excellency the President himself publicly don't tell them thank you for the work and the service to the party over this period. So me know they can't say anything where they make them look funny and look bad. It is not going to come from Imran Silla. So that conversation, let Mambu get one. If I begin to question people and we not been dated, they don't come back. We president don't accept that when I provide leadership for the party, when I wall the fella. I begin to question and Kawan and the loyalty and all of them. I question the president in judgment, inadvertently. And so you have no business for getting to them conversation in there. Now that make us say, look, His Excellency the President believes that the SLPP has a big, broad tent. I remember Nabin Tumani. Also, I'll get for Goso Tumara. We can't the come back. I don't know if Nabin there, Nabin Tumani. We talk tonight, he says something. He said it in humor, right? But I'm sure probably he meant it. He definitely meant it. He said SLPP. So now, like jealous business pass mark. SLPP down there, then they jealous themselves. You know, eh? That was a way to say, I mean, we have a big tent called the SLPP. In your responsibility, which you want for do as President of the Republic of Sierra Leone, and for bring everybody together. Even the one that will not be necessarily there will turn back in the days, then let them come. This is SLPP, it is their home. I want them. That was the statement he was making. So for anybody, for Sidon, publicly, like Mambu, they do so and they question people, oh, we don't go and don't come. You're also questioning the judgment of the president, so let us not go into that territory. They do in letting get that conversation. They want where they get on and ask me question, let Mambu in to president and the leadership under the boss. And I want for do and I left her.
Will they come to you shortly? The 2028 elections, now one way plenty people they forces say go for 10th in a sense. The incumbents, when at the SLPP, go on for retain the power, whilst the opposition self go the fet for take the power. If you happen for be the publicity sector of the SLPP, come 2028 elections, how you plan for handle that office for ensure say the SLPP when you party be the popular one among the voters?
So one of the things that we want to do after tomorrow, inshallah, now for begin for engage across the country straight away. For begin to go now from community to community. So I know they only talk about Western area, right, as a whole. They talk about district to district, region to region, community to community. Once my engagement will be thorough and for be exhaustive. So you go into them communities and then you spend like 2, 3, 4, 5 days, you did it. Me want for be a publicity secretary on the move. Yeah? We're going to move from community to community every single week. You get for fence side for go engage with people and bring information, right? And government to them, to their doorsteps, long as you don't get in conversations, and then number one. Number two, the work of the National Publicity Secretary, in my experience, not to one person they do them. In 2012, I give the team we been there around President Bill at the time. Now be about 5 or 6 we do comes for President Bill for the elections then they. In 2018, it was no different. Mohamed Rahman Suarena, they leading the exercise, then they Kalilu Tutanga and others, they come in for bracket, they run off the admin to that folder and we do it before do. In 2023, it was the same. In fact, it was one of the biggest communications architecture where this country don't ever see. Now Mohamed Rahman Suarena put together. So if you know down there, you understand, say, your vision for B, one of your policies for B, one of your approach for B, how do you build the biggest communications architecture for the party ever in the history of this country, certainly since the inception of multi-party politics in 1996?
When it comes to holding that office, with the support we give 2012, 2018, 2023, you are battle tested and you are ready for this.
Oh, without doubt. Without doubt. And I'll also get for tap on many of the experiences and expertise of many individuals that I don't mention there. Because not to me one get ownership of ideas and how to move forward. You also have to tap on talent and bring them on board and make sure so you get the right architecture. Oh, no two ways not about Dande. No two ways not about Dande. I have a lot of respect for this man also. Oh, absolutely. For him, for the other one, I make an interview there, gentle. Everyone pandem, I get a lot of respect for them. I think, say, in that communications architecture, we they perceive, Mambu has a front and central role. Okay. Yeah? Gentle one I've been interviewing here, he gets a front and central role. Every single individual, Alpha Side, Abubakar Josi say, they all get front row seats in that communications architecture because when you go into 2028, you need people who already don't get the experience. And then you can also say everything, not change a winning team. No, so? Alpha Side was part of the success in 2018, part of the success in 2023. Mohamed Rahman Suarena expertise was a success in 2018, was a success in 2023. Abubakar Josi say I can say the same for him. You know, Mohamed Massakoy, Buzebul, I can say the same. Amar Alpha, within at the east of this country, I can say the same for him. In fact, for me, I keep telling people, I say the most hard, I say something, probably me fortunate. Because then you see me on face na TV and radio. Na TV. And if you go online, you will see me face back na radio. And so I sort of, people know me a lot more. But the unsung heroes in this business, now Amara Alpha from Kailaon District.
All right.
Oh, you know one for know the wonders where that man did they perform for the Silent People's Party and for the work where they do for President Bill. We have to acknowledge and appreciate them.
Mr. Mambu. Mr. Mambu, the same question maybe ask Imran. 2028 elections, on a party the SLPP, one for retain power, for go for third term. Yes. The opposition, APC, then say they want for take the power now on hand. And it's going to be a crucial one.
Big time.
Messaging therefore be very important.
Big time.
Waiting a strategy if you win for take on the APC.
So before I come to my strategy, when I see where I lay me expose fearlessly about how the SLPP have been. Because if you want to make a reform and you want to move forward, you will be fearless for say the truth. Why Mr. Imran not able to support me on saying the truth of the status of the party? Because he's employed. They say he who pays the piper dictates the tune. For me, my being in this race is for represent the voice of the voiceless of the party. The forgotten delegates, where people they go after them for use them for political power, for get vote. After that, then dump them. I'm answerable to the party constitution, to the party leadership. But my voice within the party for represent the wishes and aspirations of the grassroots of this party, not to be ever silenced. And not to shy away for talk about the current challenges of the SLPP, the disconnect between the party and the party supporters. I know they shy away. If I get the opportunity, I sit down before President Bio today, that one then put me apart from them, Imran and the others. I am an advocate. I'm a trained, certified advocate for represent the voices of people who don't get voice. How many people will President Bio beaten up before for campaign? How many people get access to and today? Party members. Law left the country first. They don't have it. Middleman and they with the middle. for get access to the president, the leader of the party, it's so difficult. Except you go to meetings, you go talk to the publicly all massive. So me want for be that connect day. Why? Because the architecture where they can put in place, they give the lead way for make sure say the party supporters get access to the president, who is the leader, for make them directly communicate with them outside town hall meetings, where they organize, but direct interface between the leader and the party people, we don't suffer. There are men and women of this party where this party don't forget about, where this government don't forget about. Minister, then some delegate, they wouldn't go to some minister office and knock, oh, you open, they don't even know you. But that man will knock because the minister have not been connected to the party base. I can say that. Imran cannot say that because he said that way you go now in the meeting sack letter. So I can freely represent the wishes and aspirations of party people fearlessly because I come for work for the party, not for an individual. This is my plan. We are not saying I'm the only candidate we get plan where they lay them articulately for make sure say the delegates them understand who that gets plan if we be the next PRO of this party. Number one, when I be the PRO tomorrow, the first thing I do now for develop a 3-year communication strategic plan for SLPP. I they develop then they putting together barrage of expertise across the country from honorable members of parliament currently to former members of parliament who get experience to communication experts to party grassroots experts across the country. We come together in series of consultative meetings. We put together a 3-year SLPP strategic communication plan, 3-year strategic plan. Inside that plan, they get 4 parts of them panel. The first one, now for coordinate, synergize all the one that we talk for the SLPP. For example, the bloggers, the PROs, the secretaries, the YGs, the women's leaders across the country. All man we get interest for talk for this party, and they put them under one umbrella. Give them training, give them capacity, so that when SLPP message come out, the moment we pull them, the last man at Kubola forget that message, the quick one. The second thing where they can do under the strategic plan where they put together, before they come into this race, I do a survey for 18 to 25-year-olds. I ask the question. You want to share that? I ask it, of course, it didn't public. I don't share on a public. My team don't share on a public. Okay. 18 to 25-year-old. I ask a question. Where 18 to 25-year-old wake in the morning, how will they get on the news? How will they get on the news in the morning? 95% of respondents say between that age that they get the news through social media. Channels like this one, or now they stream online. Now they get the news. Young man and young girl no get time again. We do clean sit down before SLBC or AYV. Or open SLBC listen to radio. We do clean young man as he wake or young girl. The first side way they want for go. Now for check na Facebook, whether Liberty don't come online. Now for make sure say go na YouTube. See what's in the happen at the YouTube channel. Go na TikTok. Now they get the news. So what's in that they mean? Under my plan, my second point. Now for can expose SLPP to the new media. Because we get a balance where they say catch them young. 2028 get for be about branding. How can we brand? Because this is a product where people they don't used to for the past 10 years. So man don't say, this party don't say na power, not 10 years. So now the publicity sector where they come get a role for rebrand the party. Now I make us say, I want to make SLPP sexy. That is a branding language. And they work with the Gen Zs. Because when you use the word, I want to make the party sexy, the Gen Zs, they follow that someday. So I come for dry because people when we hold 16 years now, by 2028, they go on 18. So they're eligible for vote. So I can't catch the young. I carry SLPP go on social media. Make sure say I get all the social media platform there set up for SLPP. So that under my second point plan.
The way they talk about so fits for the 2028 elections. Also, the SLPP not just get for the contest with the APC, but other political parties.
Of course, it fits for 2028 because young people, women, young people, now they be at the greatest population size in this country. So when you get something where they entice the young people, I don't tell you say 10 years in power, people and they become fatigued. Say, okay, we don't see this face, we don't see them. The only thing we're gonna make them continue for follow you, now where you rebrand. And even in media, or they rebrand every day. That is part of media ethics. And media coordination. So what they do, now I don't say, they can't make SLPP sexy again. I carry SLPP go on social media. Under my second point. Yes, APC. Yes, they not doing it. So first, I come to APC. First, now for make sure say we energize the base and bring in more people. We're not doing at the SLPP. So one of the strategy for mobilize the base and bring in more people within the SLPP. Now for make sure say I take SLPP go on the social media. For make sure say I expose SLPP on social media. When something happen, you go see a tweet, official tweet from SLPP SLPP Sierra Leone. You go see them. You go see SLPP, we go to run channels na YouTube. We go to run channel, live programs na Facebook. I get for the host live programs na TikTok, where they bring people like Imran them, all my other contender them. His Excellency the President, there are times I go say, leader, you need for come now with TikTok live. Can't connect with young people them. Because one for make SLPP sexy. Yes, you are 64, 6, but you're not a young man. Come there. So they bring and come. Let yourself can interact with 16, 17-year-old. So by 2028, we go don't get barrage of population. Where again go don't get a fresh energy, fresh synergy, fresh idea for tinap on the arm of behind Mambu. For belief say yes, SLPP have been rebranded. SLPP is now sexy. We can move towards. My third point plan. Now for put together a messaging committee within the strategic plan. Now these are people, until we know say APC get propaganda. So they put together a messaging committee within the strategic plan, within the office of the National Publicity Office for make sure say, them people and they, because we get what we call message analysis, we get what we call audience mapping, we get what we call audience target. Khadija, the message where you give to 18 to 25-year-old is different from the one where you give to 50 to 75-year-old. I can make example. If you tell a Gen Z, 18 to 25-year-old say, I can't make SLPP sexy, it move towards you because you know say you speak the language you want year. Now, if you tell that same message, you tell her to 75-year-old, it go say, oh no, this man a woman business, you want bring kind of this party. But if you tell a 75-year-old that APC is a threat to this country, they're not good for themselves, they're not good for this country. If you come up behind the SLPP, we don't lay a solid foundation now. You grand picking and you picking and go suffer for generations to come. That granny, they follow you. You know why? Because all it they live for now for protect and legacy. For let left hand for in picking them, make it left in picking them a country protected by the Sierra Leone People's Party. So that is my third point plan for put together a messaging committee, expert them like Imran, and they bring the all kinds side. Then you work now for the make sure say, then they look at messaging, categorize those messages, then they segment those messages, then they and determine the audience where the message and they go to, so that to go able for the decipher. The last one under my strategic plan, na capacity building. Go down to Wallace Johnson Street, go to the Secretariat of the National Publicity Office. That office they need a complete overhaul. So under my strategic plan, I they overhaul that entire office day and make sure say I bring and come up to date to meet the current trend of communication. Experts they get for the day. Social media handlers, SLPP social media handlers need for be employed. We station another office day for make sure say then they follow SLPP social media handles within that office.
This no more of a politician. Resources there for do all of what you talk
about. So in all of this, in the strategic plan, the annex get for big resource mobilization. Now, communication is very expensive for make you get on it. Imran will tell you down there. So in order for them, you need the messenger for explain, because not to everybody within government or the party understand the importance of communication, engagement, community mobilization, and public speaking. So one of the way the strategic plan they do, they put the strategic plan together and we get the leader for go launch them. Hence the leader launch the strategic plan. We now use that strategic plan day for source funding, for fund the SLPP communication architecture. When you listen how I lay them plan they are together under my strategic 3-year strategic plan, you go find out say nothing no remain for make anybody out there when a SLPP sufferer, the men and women who don't suffer for this party, for make them describe CSO Mambu, we sit on Ayaso, as the APC Gina Musa and the APC Ariogbo. We put the all two together. With that kind of strategy, we launch a strategic plan. We take on all of them role and they believe in me. 2028, with the way I am firebrand, me na the only candidate we day into this race, we versatile with any sector. Imran we say no say. Now we discuss the architecture for divide the Ministry of Information and Communication, make and communication. When me know Dandy, because I was part of the meetings, a lot of meetings with Imran, you minister, you godfather, we that's why we all be there part of the. Of course, now we put them together, so I can effectively. I am the only candidate where they are, where I can effectively talk on every sector without an look. Can we go to education? I know everything where they happen. Right. Every sector within this country, Mambu can effectively take on the APC on them, the gains, the challenges, and the successes with this government number, and how the SLPP is well positioned for maintain power in 2028. Because APC know, me not the only candidate for where I declare for this race, Adebayo, where they hold land. And all the APC bloggers, now me no more they cost me, mama. Why they not cost Imran, mama? Because they know say, the only person will get the fire we get the energy like Lahai Lawrence Lima, we ready for die for this party and not they follow individual candidates when the party is in trial moment is Mambu. The only person we go tin up and shut down a whole studio where APC they put lies go be Mambu. So delegates they no say. Of course, with APC their time when they count vitality you did it. So the delegates of this party no say the only person we go represent them voice, their aspirations, then cry. The men and women of this party we don't they cry. Their savior, their mouthpiece. Come tomorrow is going to be CSO Mambu.
We can take messages, but before we can that quickly in 30 seconds, they ask both the same question. Imran, you dey vie for this position, and if you win, now you can be the PRO where they lead the party to the next elections. Elections are two-way thing. It's either you win or you lose. Although the SLPP, they go according to what they say, una for maintain power, una for get a third term. But in the worst case, una lost 2028, you dey be a spokesperson for an opposition party. How you get for take on that?
So, I mean, that's the job we are done to do from where I've been the opposition, 2012, you know, eh? So, you're asking a question which is obvious in so many ways. I mean, I don't do our party in our opposition. I'm doing it now with the party in our government. And so I don't see a situation where if we deliver on all the big five promises for President Bill don't talk about, for which they re-elect her again for a second and final term, if Dentin and they will achieve them all in these 5 years, there is no doubt in my mind that the Sierra Leone People's Party would be re-elected again for a third term in power. I'll just say two things. I mean, instead and then they cost him, I mean, so now then begin you cost your own mama. Me, they don't cost since 2012, not to now. You just don't camp on the politics now. So now you don't begin to receive your own. Adebayo, not to today, don't cost me because it don't cost me from Trade. But now it's you. You don't jump, you say you depend politics. Now I say CSO business you be depend. So you not be getting easy for cost you, mommy. Now you don't camp on politics, you don't tell you how to do. You don't tell you Adebayo, don't tell you Kusha and Kabo. Number one. Number two, there is a reason why I don't talk about, and I mean this sincerely, Khadija and Mabel. There is a reason why I don't talk about things that way Mambu in the talk about publicly, in terms of waiting in views about how I feel say that past executives serve, and the fact that then the whole offices and blah blah blah, and there's a disconnect. That is because me don't tape on politics. Yeah, Mambu just come, so maybe they jump small. Yeah. When you have those conversations to hold, like you're saying here in public, Mambu, keep this in mind, not for today, not for next time. Do not say it in public. There are certain corridors. If you get access to power, you get access to political party, you get access to stakeholders in the party, there is a place and a time for get certain conversations. It cannot happen in public. So now that make me not go follow you and then conversations then day. Yeah, because I understand in this political party called SLPP, I know every single individual from top to bottom. I get what it take, the ability for people for getting conversations, then they not the right place, not to in public. Because when I do that in public, like how you do and so, right now dirty linens now the watch show in public, you depend Brookam, you don't squeeze her, now anger now. Me not go subscribe to that kind of conversation. Okay, I'm not going to get involved in that conversation. There
are evidences out there. Where Imran we sit down here, I know they go personal. Imran we sit down here, there are evidences where he was the spokesman of APC of NGC. There's nothing about the wrong side of SLPP we're not talking about. The recordings are there. So I don't learn from now. He knows learning from me, the evidence are there. You understand? Learning from me, the evidences are there. Me, I am not on record.
You just begin.
No, I'm not just beginning. I am not on record at any point in time. They put SLPP, they ridicule SLPP, the way people like Imran did in the past. And mind you, this is not social media world. People can quickly go now on. As are there now, there are hundreds of Imran in video where they flow right now. Of things that you don't say publicly about the SLPP. Look, so you don't get the more 42 for now educate me say, no talk about your party in public. I am not talking about, no, even when you do all that, the party still call you home. The government of this party still gave you a job. So it has nothing.
So I have learned a lot.
So the things that we don't learn, the things that we don't learn,
don't do certain things.
The things that we don't learn, when you left the
this
party, the men and women will be there at this party, will lay their sweat and blood. When I see people like gonna get political position now, and the party members, the grassroots, the delegates who have up for votes for we tomorrow, when they see those sufferings, they feel pain then at the heart. We go suffer for this party. At the end of the day, people come back and take over. That is why Mambu is here. Imran, I am in this race specifically for 2 reasons. Number 1, for effectively lay out my plans then for help this party. For effectively help this party, of course. Where they take on the opponent, you get for fear me. Because in communication, you get for get zeal. For let the opponent fear you. So I play you mind game like Jose Mourinho. I know you be the look Jose Mourinho, you be the coach Chelsea. So sometime before the game begin, don't beat you. Before you ain't gonna feel. So Mambu can be anything in the studio. That perfectly suits a very aggressive, very composed publicity sector. Because when APC they can studio with Mambu, they know the kind Mambu where they can meet. But when they say Imran, where they can studio, they know the kind Imran where they can meet. So you know for be predictable as a publicity sector. If for change at any point in time. So for me, my being in this race, Khadija, now 2 things. Number 1, I they come into this race for represent the voices of men and women of this party, where this party don't forget. Because it's only when we give voice to the people where this party don't forget, we give them the zeal again, give them the energy, give them the energy for put the party together, for come back and rally towards the party. The president and the leader of this country have done so much for this party and country. The party. The president is not the party.
He's the symbol of the party.
No, he's the symbol. He representing the symbol. But the president is not the party. No, the president is not the party. This is the same thing APC did when they come on the power. You know why? Because they build the party around one man. You know, they build a political party on one man. The president is an individual. He's the leader of the party. We all believe in the leader. In fact, that's why me, Mambu, the only team where I belong to, now President Bio in team, now they are there. I don't belong to any other team.
Same question where Imran just don't answer. What if the SLPP lost 2028 election? We mean say they be a spokesperson if you win this position for an opposition party. How you plan for navigate through that party?
So I don't do them. If you bring people then like Ali Kabana, no, I have done it in the past. Let me make her say.
How? In which capacity?
In making sure I represent the ideals of this party in another capacity.
As CSO?
This is highly sensitive and security in nature. Let me make her say. Of course, I was doing it. I was representing the voices of Sierra Leoneans by extension.
So now SLPP voice you be the
I was not representing SLPP voice, but I was representing the aspirations of every Sierra Leoneans, which include the SLPP. So for me, if the SLPP go into opposition, has start to lie 100 million times with Mambu as the PRO, the Ariobo for APC, that will never happen. That's a side story. But if in any case, because God is God, He's the Alpha and Omega. But if in case the SLPP go in opposition, I will not follow a candidate like Imran then do. I will stick with the SLPP. I will fight tooth and nail for make sure say we gain political power by making sure I go after the government in power, because Mambu sitting here is versatile, is abreast with every sector of this country. I go make sure say I use my voice, my talent, and my skills and where I get for mobilize this country and provide an effective opposition to whatever government within a power. And I will never, I say this now, I will never in my entire life not learn from experience. I will not have that experience. Leave the SLPP for nothing, whether in sweet moments or whether in sad moments. I will be with the SLPP. In 2023, I go talk for the tripartite. I for done a bike, my foot broke. I'm still here representing the party. I don't left the party, follow a candidate. I am going to stick to the SLPP. I will be your shoulder. Men and women, grassroots of the SLPP. Delegates who can for vote. Mambu will be your voice in the SLPP, and I will stand firm for make sure your aspirations are represented.
We will come to now. Let me just look at messages where the viewers they don't send, and we go wrap up the program. The very first message we are going to look at from the YouTube channel. This one they come out from Jibril Bangura. It says, Mambu, do you think the outgoing SLPP executive failed its members? Why then do you aspire to emulate Lima if elected? Also, do you know the role of the PRO in a political party?
Alim Sisse, they say from you, Facebook, they say, Mambu, if you want to follow the footsteps of Lima, there will always be unrest in the country. PRO position is about selling the ideologies of your party to the public. It shows too much arrogance when you are talking.
David M. Thorley, still at the YouTube channel. They say, Imran, you should understand that you are campaigning to the people, not for some stakeholders you are afraid of. So, how will you work for the grassroots in the SLPP when you are afraid of them?
This one, they say, CSO Mambu, you deserve this position. Imran, you were saying bad things about President Bio during your NGC days.
Sulaiman said and done. Politicians are the same all over. They promise to build bridges even when there are no rivers. Mambu na talk.
Gokafela, they say Imran Silla is the fittest among the contestants. He has been very instrumental since 2023. He deserves the PRO.
Mohammed Yusuf Bari say, can you ask Mambu if he lost, if he can still support the SLPP or stay in Salone with his dual citizenship after everything, if he not go run go America?
Thomas Rogers, they say the SLPP PRO aspirants have shared their vision to enhance the party's communication by using modern tools, promoting transparency and engaging youth and grassroots supporters. They stress the need for clear messaging to unite the party and maintain public trust, especially during crises. Key questions for them include how they will balance leadership and grassroots interest, engage young voters, navigate publicity, innovate communication strategies, and reach diverse audiences across Sierra Leone.
This one from David, he said the SLPP needs a fearless PRO, credible and honest person who can talk to all stakeholders in the party and even the opposition.
All right, the last one they take now from Henry Chukubul. He said, please, Khadija and Mabel, una tell Mambu make a left for call in self CSO. How you go say you na CSO, where you be done talk na this same station say you be done be SLPP from where you 18 years.
This final one when we go look at before we come to the guest them again. Macmillan Timothy Carter said this morning show is hot. Silla is always solid, but CSO is really standing out, intelligent and composed. As for Mambu, I respect the passion, but bro, take it easy. Let's keep it constructive. We need more of a bold and respectful conversation to move Salone forward. Liberty Breakfast Show with the hashtag we use, Liberty Breakfast Show Salone Rising.
All right, the last one for me and come back to guest them. King Matt Cargo, Khadija and Mabel, please ask Mambu why he deceived the people of Sierra Leone, claiming that he's a civil society 2012. He was up and down opposing the APC, unknown that he's green snake under the green grass. All Salone, everyone wants to become a politician.
All right. Well, from the message and they will come to we guest them. Before wrap up, we will start with you, Imran.
Well, for tell on our viewership, plenty thank you. I mean, it shows there's a lot of interest in this conversation ever since the flyers then got out yesterday. I'll go start off with in terms of an approach and a policy, right, from the Office of the National Publicity Secretary. I'll also want for tie down in with Mambu in data we've been talking about earlier. Now, a few things there I would like for benefit from that data. They will go on for C. Waiting have been the respondents them. What was the target? Waiting have been the objective. Yeah, because in 2023 we were meeting Galines Nabo, right, the communications architectural president put together, led by Mohamed Rahman Swari at the time. We were sufficiently informed by a data where they show and suggest, say, 70% of this country in population, particularly for rural communities, still rely on the traditional means for listening to within the happen and get information about government, right, and the country. And so they follow their community radio stations. That was why a lot of emphasis was put and a lot of money was put into community engagement and make sure so we get conversations now, all of them community radio stations there across the country. Now, I am not saying, not by any means, that social media is not the new way forward. But that is so for which I will call urban areas in this country. Yeah. So Freetown, me, you too, Khadija, Mabel, we sit down in an urban setting now, and so people are following, right, which they do, right, and plenty of things that already happen on social media, and therefore we have to pay attention to that. But there has to be a distinction because me on data we sabi bot, and this is not what we will do. Now data we then generate and produce by statistics alone and all, we clearly show say 60 to 70% of this country rely on traditional means for them communities them across the country in rural communities them. Yeah, number one. Number two, be that as it may, you have to also now understand what the balance needs to be. between social media, visibility on social media and all of them social media platforms there, and how to engage communities there. We'll be able to put together the best aggregates of station managers that across this country. And when His Excellency the President began a campaign, Stop Nabo, he had an opportunity to talk to all of them, every single station manager across this country. Nobody was exempted. They came in there, they met with the President spoke to them. That is because we'll be able to build a lot of social capital over 5 years, led by Mohamed Ramanswari, for get to that point where President be able to engage them during the campaign. That is something we can tap into again going forward. All of which they talk about in terms of your ideas. Now things that we will do during the campaign. There's nothing new in terms of which you don't talk about. So when we sit down at Galileans, when we put together the communications plan, the strategy and all of that, and thankfully His Excellency the President was more than generous enough. He makes sure say the party, without question, fund every single £1 budget that we put forward. All of which he talks so was achieved over that period, and all of them conversations, then they messaging this, that. So you're talking to the converted. This is somebody who has been there, done that. We already know how to do the thing there, and therefore it is not new. La end on two notes where they ask how for balance leadership and the grassroots. Look, if I get the opportunity for serve, inshallah, I'll be there with the leadership. I have never in my life considered myself to be leadership, if you like, yeah? Because not to show I want for see myself, not to show I want for characterize myself. That not to be disposition. So I'll be a lot more comfortable being around just ordinary folks then. From attire base to attire base, from community to community, the keke station, the bike riders, the outside and the sit down across this country. Now they are defend me joy in this business called public service. For sit down and engage them and talk to them and interact with them and understand the visions and what they want and how they see government. We done the do over 7 years now. We will still continue for doing. So I think say if you're not that kind of person there, you understand exactly what you need for do. You know, leadership is leadership, but then leadership is driven by the rank and file of the party, and we get for able to understand down there. The note I would like for end on is this. Mambu is Christian, I suppose.
I'm a Muslim.
He's not Muslim. Alhamdulillah. Thank you. The scripture talks about God. It talks about forgiveness. It talks about being kind, being generous, being understanding. And there's a particular line which says, to err is human, to forgive is divine. Yeah. I have had the good fortune in 7 years now for don't get the forgiveness of President Julius Maada Bio. And he has accepted me back into the fold. And that is why I do what I continue to do. I hope that over this period, I have been able to do two things. One, for atone for my sins, yeah, committed over time in terms of probably my judgment at that material point in time. But then also I hope say God self-dom able for I don't get some contrition with God Almighty, yeah, in terms of my own life personally, not necessarily to do with politics. And that is who I am. Me as somebody who wear my hat on my sleeve. Yeah, I make mistakes. We all do in life. Get up, you move on, and you learn from things that would have happened in the past. It makes me a better person. I want to be this person where they make as many mistakes in life, but we also get the ability to move on from their mistakes and then learn from them. And most importantly, not repeat the same mistakes then do again. So if I make mistakes in life, it could be let it be something new and different to not be ever do in the past. If I continue to make the same mistakes as the one that I don't make in the past, then it means I'm not learning, I'm not prepared for growing alive, and me not to that kind of person. So look, I'm going into this race tomorrow, understanding, right, that the fullness of God and the mercy, right, could guide we all throughout the exercise from Wednesday to Thursday, knowing that delegates that ultimately go make that decision based on which they don't see today, but over which they don't know me for over 7 years. And the party will make the right decision. But whatever happens, we all did in this thing together. And the ultimate objective for me, Imran Mohammed Silla, aspirant for the National Publicist Secretary position for the Sierra Leone People's Party at the convention starting tomorrow. My ultimate objective is to ensure that SLPP remains in power in 2028. Follow the vision and the leadership of His Excellency the President. Make sure say I wait na the toll gate for him. Me not wait na my shaka for President Bio. I waiting at all gate for them. So as I see the motorcars, I say, hey, the party pass. Are they behind now? Let's go the direction as to how to move forward and make sure so we did it for them in 2028.
Right. Over to you, Mambu.
I want to tell una thank you for the opportunity una give me and my brother for make we come and lay out reviews them we agenda for this party. And I also want to note say from the beginning to end in this conversation, in summary, Mambu na the only publicity secretary we get an agenda. He get a clear plan. I don't articulate and communicate them plan and day on how I want come for champion this office here. So my brother talk about survey we then do na Galines. One thing we, my brother talk about communication team we then put together, and he say, he go want for land for me survey where I do. So one of the things where I want me, you know now, Imran, I targeted a specific group of people, not all Sierra Leoneans. Okay. My point was very clear. My target was 18 to 25-year-old people from 18 across the country, 18 to 25-year-old people across the country, including rural areas. Okay. Any side we get mobile. Any side we get mobile connectivity. Every side in this country we get mobile connectivity. My reach was there. And the question was, how you get your information when you wake in the morning? How you connect to news? 98% been get for say that they get the news through social media. This is the population size of 18 to 25-year-old. So having said that,
the population size, I mean the sample size.
Having said that,
with a number of respondents.
Having said that, I will send a report to you so you go read. You will see all of
you should know off the top of your head.
A day on top of my head, as I say, I will send it to you, make you read them.
Number of respondents.
Because I get, you know, say we get time.
How many respondents?
You don't use your time. La use my time.
No, number of respondents.
No, la connect to the delegate. I will send them to you, may you read them.
Okay.
But la connect to the delegate.
100 respondents. 200?
Delegates of SLPP. This is Mambu. I don't serve this party not 7 years. I don't join this party since I was 18. I have been with you through the struggle times. I not left this party for follow individual or form another political party, which is the highest form of betrayal to a political cause. The highest. There's no other betrayal to a political party other than leaving a political party for join another political movement. And then when you fail, you come back because political parties are kumura. Are they into this race for represent two things? The voice of una way this party don't forget about. Because in as much as I talk for the party, I also want for talk for una. Because the work when maybe they do, now for talk for una. Anyways, so not a new thing to me. Originally, politicians can come, put delegates them together, come delegate them, ask for them vote. After that vote, they be light a lie, lie. You call some politicians. Maybe they go to you when I be they call that chairman, the constituency secretary, the constituency women's leader. You know they get back to you anymore. Right. You will see and now they go up and down a you building. They inside motorcar, the glass they all tint up, and then they wave babu to you. Okay. The candidates in Mambu, we see there Moses Mambu. They live and breathe the grassroots and the delegates of this party. And they come for put my life on the line, for continue, for work with structures within the party, for make sure say the party people are not forgotten. But most importantly, they come into this race with different sides of Mambu. We go make the opposition not able to predict me easily. Right. We go make them scared when they say today we get radio program with Mambu. The opposition for the free. Whose kind Mambu will they go meet? Will they go meet the wild Mambu? Will they go meet the cool Mambu? Are we going to meet the political Mambu? Right. So there are several sides of me. Are the acts of una delegate them of this convention respectfully, humbly, for make sure say I pull me cap because of respect. Delegates now get the ultimate choice tomorrow. When I look at CSO Mambu and think of Lahailo and Slima, when I look at CSO Mambu and think of late Honorable Musa Tamasam, these were fearless soldiers. I am fearless for make sure say I tinap in the shoes for represent una visions, una aspirations of as party supporters. I will lay my life and I will take on the armor of this party and make sure say we maintain power in 2028. I will take the fight to APC. I know they wait let APC send blow as they attempt at the same 20 for make sure say let APC effectively know say as the immediate opposition say SLPP and Mambu, the mouthpiece, the new mouthpiece of SLPP is not here to play, but for articulate the visions, the aspirations of this political party SLPP so that we're able to bring everybody on board and catch them young so that by 2028 SLPP go become sexy. We go to think about the sexiness of SLPP. Tell we go hiban at the ballot box. I tell you
time. Many thanks, gentlemen. Hopefully, after tomorrow, we go get any one of una wey emerge as the winner for can articulate again the way forward based on una various plans them una don't talk about. Now be a pleasure for host una and as to tell una viewers them from today tomorrow onto the convention they dedicate time for bring various aspirants them for can talk to them, delegate them on how them plan for take on the SLPP as the new executive member them. Many thanks, Yodo Wachwi, as always.
Camera.
All right. Well, that's not the two contender them, just the shake hands for sure say then at the SLPP na brother them.
One country.
Well, now they end the breakfast show. Many thanks to Yodo Wachwi. You don't send your comment. Apologies if you're not able to read your comments now because of time. Continue to watch Liberty TV throughout the day as we bring on an interesting conversation. The Mina Khadija Bangura, they say have a good day.
All right, until we meet again, Mabel Kabadi say get a good day and goodbye.
Undeveloped city, then clean. All clean city, develop.
This is Yvonne Akisoya, Mayor of Freetown. And today, I want to talk to Freetonians about sanitation. We objective, transform Freetown, transforming lives. We not go able to achieve them if we all not join hand. Freetown City Council get role, but every Freetonian also get responsibility. Let we start first with the fact say FCC with the sweep 110 major streets every single morning from Monday to Saturday. But when we don't sweep the streets, if Freetonians then come and they continue for heap dirty in the street, in order to make the place look fine. Now make we get them litter bins them. The yellow bins we wanna go see around. So when you waka, you drink from your water bottle, your water plastic, you eat your packets on tin, not even a ground where you done. Make sure say you put on one of them bins then they. That litter bin they, in order for you host dirty. You know mean say if you pack you host dirty, you can pin her next to the bins them. Not to the idea that. Not give you host dirty to them one where the Allah say clean salon. No say that dirty way they collect now you host. You know get for Karango now the one of the two official sites. You know they can go Kissy Bomber, you know they can go King Tom Bomber. It turns so it left on the ground. And now we council get a problem, but you self get a problem because now front somebody else in Domot, your own dirty don't end up. So wait you for do with your host dirty. We get the one then a council when we don't certify. Say then approved waste providers. Then they on tricycles, some of them they a vehicle. You will get host, you will get business, you in a hospital, institution, everybody for make sure say the waste collected by an approved FCC waste collector. We get the tricycle groups, we get the companies. So you go see them around. We engage with them on a regular basis. And wait till we go do now as we come into this new year. Now for make sure say FCC stand behind them. For you, for no side and day, and for let themselves go to you, so that we not go get a gap. When you eat dirty in a gutter, it end up na Lumley Beach, Toke Beach, all the tourism ambition where we get for the city, we lost that potential there. FCC, they spend boku money pan dirty business, the fuel, the labor, the vehicle maintenance, the spare parts, the night operations. The illegal dump site clearing where we get for the do every now and then. All that boku money. I'm not going to say we're not going to spend anything, but we're going to reduce some. If Freetonians then do the right thing. Because we're not going to get for go clear illegal dump sites. We're not going to get for sweep as many streets and spend as long. So if we reduce that money we spend now on dirty business, we go able put some on development. We all want for improving municipal schools. We want improving markets them. We want for let we see new developments at the city. That money where we use for dirty business. You and Wale, we all make up with mind. Pay.
You are watching Liberty Breakfast Show on Liberty Online TV.